Welcome to the Silent Thinking Podcast, a space to slow down, breathe, and reconnect. Today I'm reading from Walking the Path, A Leader's Journey by Dr. Keith McNally, a reflective story about the inner journey of leadership. This is the book. No notes needed, just listen and let the stillness support you. Chapter 1. Uncertain is not a feeling. Let's take a look into John's world. As we consider the journey into leadership, we will look at leadership development through the eyes of a young man and his friends. How do they grow as people? How do they grow as leaders? This is their story. This is your story. This is the story. Can I trust you not to tell my father? John asked. He felt ashamed for even asking the question, and it showed. John sat at the kitchen table of a good friend's house. A cozy fire was burning in the other room. The whole house felt as warm as his mother's kitchen when she spent the day baking breads and pies. To John, sitting at Jose's kitchen table was just like being home. He was safe and relaxed, and if he were to admit it, he felt vulnerable. John has known Jose his whole life. Whenever John had a problem that he felt he could not talk to his father about, he would turn to Jose. Over the years, this became a much more frequent alternative than asking his father about anything. As John was facing his 18th birthday, Jose was as much a father figure as any man. Jose sat across from John, looking at the back of John's head, which was bent forward. When John raised his head again, he saw the compassion in his friend's eyes. I'm sorry, John said. That was a stupid question. There are no stupid questions, Jose said in defense, but in a calm and clear manner. You face some difficult decisions in life. With that comes uncertainty and confusion. Jose paused and considered his own thoughts. You can trust me not to tell your father. I'm not insulted by your inquiry. It is good that you asked a question, in fact. So please listen and consider my words. Our relationship is of great value to me. I would never betray you. However, I feel that this time I act in foolishness. It is not that I will betray you. It is that I can no longer protect you. John smiled weakly. The words were important to hear, but the burden of his friend's words came crashing down around him. John felt the burden of his life closing on him. He was suffocating, as if this moment and every moment that followed was going to make the biggest impact on the rest of his life. He did not want to feel like this. Now that the moment had arrived, he wished he was like the others in his community. He wished he could feel settled and complete in the community that he grew up in. He wished he could feel rested and restful with his family and working on the farm. But every day that he woke up, those feelings never rose up inside of him, and the struggle to find some sort of peace in his life evaded him. Over the past few months, John had asked Jose for more of his time. After work and on weekends, he would walk over to Jose's house and talk. Since Jose also worked on his father's farm, John's parents thought nothing of it. If anything, his parents felt that John's relationship with Jose was quite healthy. It was as if Jose had stepped in to act as an uncle and mentor. To this, John's parents were quite appreciative. John's 18th birthday was coming up in about a month. Even though the big day was still weeks away, John felt the burden of that day every waking minute. It meant a lot of things to different people. First of all, he would be a man and would then be able to work full-time on the farm. Not that he had done anything differently since he was a young boy, only this time John's father expected him to step into a leadership role. This was in preparation of John taking over the business when it would be time for his father to retire. And although that time was still far off, John's father was grooming his son for that role. And as John continued to think of that scenario, his more pressing desire faced him every time he looked in the mirror. He hated what his father expected of him. He did not want to take over the farm. He did not want to work on the farm at all. His yearning for adventure, his whole life was confined by the mountains that surrounded the valley. These giant barriers to his freedom were designed to contain him and the whole community. But no one else ever saw the mountains as barriers. In fact, the opposite was true. Every person in the valley felt that the mountains provided them with a sense of safety. As such, John was often in conflict with those around him. If not outwardly, he felt the struggle internally. As the day of his birth slowly crept closer, John needed someone to talk to. There was a lot on his mind, and the internal conversations of what to do next often overwhelmed him. He desperately needed someone to talk to. He wanted someone to listen to him. The only person he felt he could trust was Jose. Often the fact that he could not trust anyone else other than his friend Liz bothered him. But he learned to live with the facts, and he learned to confide in Jose more and more over time. "I've made up my mind," John said at last. Although John had hinted to the idea and talked about going on adventure in the past, John finally had the fortitude to tell his friend outright. "So," Jose started, you're going over the mountains?" "I'm going to try," John said. "What do you mean by try?" Jose asked. "How do you try to climb a mountain?" Jose looked sternly at John. "Who or what will tell you that you failed, and will you come back?" John was not expecting all of these questions. He sat there in silence. "I simply meant that I would make the attempt, but I do not intend on coming back." "Do you think you are able to climb the mountain?" Jose asked. "That is, are you physically ready?" "Yes," John answered. "I have hiked many miles before, and I'm older and stronger." "But you still sound unsure of yourself," Jose offered. "Why?" "I have never traveled up and over the mountains before," John said. "I'm not sure what I will face." "How do you feel about this?" Jose asked. "I feel uncertain about the trip," John said. "Uncertain is not a feeling, John," Jose said sternly. "I asked, how do you feel? It's time to grow up, John. If you're going to do this, then you must be fully prepared. That means you must be ready internally as well as externally. Your mind must be as strong as your body, if not stronger. You must understand how you think and how you feel. Your feelings are important." I know, John whined. "You've been telling me that my whole life. But truthfully, no one ever asks me about how I feel. No one else cares. Why do you?" "So now you're considering how others treat you?" Jose said. "Until now, you said that everyone else is against you. Now you want to be like them?" John sat there. "I'm sorry, John," Jose said. "Maybe you are not as ready to take on this new life as you think you are." "I'm ready," John exclaimed. "I would leave now if I could." "Then what is stopping you?" Jose asked. "Because I'm afraid," John said aloud. "Is that what you want to hear?" "Yes," Jose said. "That is exactly what I want to hear. You are now being honest with yourself. What are you afraid of?" Being alone, John said shamefully. The trek across the mountains will be a long journey, especially alone, Jose said, nodding his head. So you should come with me, John said greedily. I could use the company, and I'm sure to need your help. I'm too old, John, Jose said. Maybe if I were younger, I would make the trip with you. My body would not be able to climb up the mountains. But you told me your grandfather walked over the mountains when he was a man, John responded, looking for sympathy. My great-grandfather, Jose corrected. Yes, that is the story of what the local legend is based from. That is the legend of the valley. He walked away, never to return. Jose paused as if to remember some lost thought. But I'm neither my grandfather nor my great-grandfather, and my legs are sore and weak from working on the farm. Yet, if I could, I think I would join you on your journey. It would be nice to see what my great-grandfather saw. While John was opening up about his intent to find a new life on the other side of the mountains, a group of friends in another part of the valley were planning to take a trip to the lake. Are you coming? Liz yelled through the bedroom door. She didn't hear an answer, despite knowing her cousin was still in the house. She yelled again, this time knocking on the door as well. She heard someone knock on the front door down the hall. Frustrated, she turned and left the bedroom door and walked down the hall. At the front door, Liz greeted her friend Julie and let her in. Where's Penny? Julie asked. In her room, Liz said. Julie could hear the frustration in Liz's voice. I thought she was coming too, Julie said. She said she would, Liz added. Now she won't answer me. Is she okay? Julie asked. I think so, Liz said. I saw her earlier. She looked fine and didn't say anything was bothering her. Let me go check on her again. Do you want me to come too? Julie asked. No, Liz said gently. Penny can get emotional at times. I better do this alone. Liz left Julie in the family room by the fireplace. No fire was lit, but the house still felt warm and cozy compared to the temperature outside. The warm weather of summer was slowly fading, and the seasons were changing once again. Julie could hear Liz knock on the door from where she sat in the family room. Julie loved visiting her friends on the outskirts of town. Liz and Penny lived in a simple cottage, home on an acre of land. One story, but the home seemed spacious, inviting on the inside. To Julie, it was like visiting her grandmother, which was always a delight, simple yet comfortable. It just felt good and peaceful. As she could, Penny's mother kept things neat and tidy in the home, much like Julie's grandmother. It was difficult for Julie to put into words, picturesque but with a sense of calmness mixed with a sprinkle of tranquility. The feelings Liz's home gave her were always welcomed. Julie's here, Liz said through the closed door. Are you even listening to me? I am listening, Penny said eventually. You can come in. The door is not locked. Liz slowly opened the door and saw Penny sitting upright in her bed. She was wearing her oversized sweater, which she did whenever she felt lonely or depressed. What's wrong? Liz said. I thought you wanted to go with us to the lake. Liz's mood changed slightly from being annoyed to being concerned. Penny did not look like she was ready to go in the park. I thought about it, Penny said. You go. You and Julie have fun. We want you to have fun too, Liz said. I just want to stay here, Penny said. Alone? Liz asked. All day? By yourself? Come on. I don't want you to spend all day by yourself. And Mom is not going to be home until late. She's working on her extra job tonight. I know, Penny said. I'll be okay. I know you'll be okay, Liz added. I just don't want you to be alone all day. It's not good to be alone. You need to get out and breathe the air. What are you, my mother? Penny asked. If that's what it takes to get you out of bed, Liz said, then yes. Well, Penny said, I still don't want to go. Why? Liz asked. We had planned this. We had this planned. You, me, and Julie. We're going to go down to the lake. I know, Penny said, but then I thought that some of the other girls might be down there as well. So, Liz said, well, Penny added, you know how I feel about that. I know, Liz said, but you can't keep hiding in the house forever. Not forever, Penny said, but today I want to be by myself. At this point, they heard Julie call out from the hall. Penny, Julie said, is everything okay? Penny didn't answer. She doesn't want to come, Liz said, turning her head to look out the bedroom door. And she's making me upset. Why are you upset? Penny asked. So I don't want to go to the lake. So what? It's not so what anymore, Liz said, looking back at Penny. You need to get over it. I'm not ready, Penny said. What's going on with the two of you? Julie asked. Liz turned to face Julie and told her the story. Penny was fired from another job. I'm so sorry, Julie said. Why this time? Same reason, probably, Penny said. She pulled her left hand out from under the blanket. Penny's left hand was deformed, with some of the fingers fused together, and much of the hand itself oddly shaped. Well, that's not right, Julie said. I know you can use your hand. I've seen you do it. But people don't like to look at it, Penny said. And I'm tired of people making fun of me because of it. I don't make fun of you, Julie said. I know, Penny said. I didn't mean you, but everyone thinks I'm weird or strange. Anyway, I don't want to go to the lake today. You two go without me. Well, Julie said, if you don't want to go, we can do something else. Sure, Liz said. We can hang out here. No, Penny said. I don't really feel like doing anything. Please, I just want to be alone. Liz looked at Penny. She's seen this before. It tends to go away after a while. But Penny was older now, and life was getting tougher for her. Go on, Penny said. I mean it. You can go. I'll be okay. Slowly and quietly, Julie and Liz left Penny alone in her bedroom with her thoughts. As Liz and Julie left Penny in the house, John was trying to convince Jose to join him on his trek over the mountains. Although willing, Jose was no longer eager to make such a trip. You see, John said, you don't want to go with me. Yes, Jose said, I would like to join you, and I think someone should, but not me. I must continue to do my work on your father's farm. When John heard him mention his father, he turned his head. Do not be angry with me, please, Jose said. I would go, but your father needs me on the farm. And do not be angry that I mentioned your father. He is a good man, as far as good men go, and he's going to miss you when you're gone. John sat without saying a word. Oh, Jose said, if my legs were strong as they once were. Jose's voice lifted in spirit, remembering a time long ago. Oh, how I would make the journey with you. I, too, long to see what is on the other side of the mountains. But Alice, I could never make the trip, even though Maria is gone now. I'm not able to leave the house. I'm not prepared to go. I'm so sorry for your loss, John said. Of course you are, Jose said, and so am I. It has not been so long since my wife has passed, and I miss her so. For this reason, if there is none better, you should have company on your journey. You should consider taking a friend with you for companionship and for safety. No, John said, this journey will be dangerous. Besides, there's no one other than you that I trust. You speak the truth about the journey, Jose said, but you do not speak the truth about those whom you trust. You should journey with a friend, one whom you trust. There is at least one other than me in the valley that you trust. There is no one I can bring with me, John said again. Why is that? Jose asked. I do not trust any of the other men in the community, John said, and they would not want to go on the trip anyway. You would be the only companion that I would want on the journey. Jose held John's gaze to determine his thoughts. There was sadness in John's eyes, maybe even fear, as he thought more about making the trip alone. It is sad for a young man to admit that he cannot trust another. That's no way for a person to live. It makes for a lonely life. And to be continued next time. So thank you for sharing this quiet moment with me. If this brought you peace, please subscribe to my YouTube channel, like the video, and share it with someone who might need a little stillness too. Until next time, keep listening inward.